Zunday, Zunday, Zunday. Nonsense and comic books every Zunday. Zunday, Zunday, Zunday. Starring Ziggy and Captain Conti. Meet Captain Conti, I'm the skipper of the ship. Well, Ziggy is mostly around for antics. Why did they name it Funny Books anyway? Because Anticsny Books is a really, really stupid name. And it's really hard to say. Zunday, Zunday, Gabingy. TGIZ, thank God it's Ziggy. Funny Books Comics on YouTube. Not really sponsored by Yoo-Hoo. Don't you dare miss a single episode of Zunday. Don't you miss an episode. Welcome to Zunday.
Welcome.
Welcome to a special Halloween episode.
Is that your little ending thing there?
Yeah.
That's not actually in Oompa Loompa song,
That's
right?
from Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's at the end of Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah,
It's like a little
mashup.
Any way the wind blows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Yes. And it's kind of a little Adam Sandler at the end there, right? A little Adam Sandler. So it's a special Halloweeny episode, and I'm bringing the weenie. Yes. I am Captain Conti, although Mini Books is actually going to be Captain Conti today.
That's
Captain Mini Book.
That's Mini Books' costume.
Mini Books' costume is going to be me.
Yeah.
And I will need my regular glasses now. And I am Angus Young of my favorite Australian band, AC/DC. My favorite band, AC/DC. Actually, my favorite band always growing up, probably since, when I was like around 13. Lately, I have a new favorite Australian band, and they are Royal Otis. And
I don't know them.
They're unbelievable. I saw them recently at Brooklyn Steel. I actually took Val to this one. And they're amazing. I just looked this morning. Their European tour is completely sold out. And we were able to see them at a small venue like Brooklyn Steel. Because
nice.
they're going to blow up. You're going to hear about Royal Otis. You might have heard the Linger cover that they do. Anyway, those are two Australian bands.
They are.
So I'm an Australian schoolboy today.
And
And
I'm not.
Yeah, so basically I didn't have a real good handle on Zunday until this morning when I woke up.
Yeah.
After Funny Rama, Comic-Con, meeting Jeff Smith, all that, this week was more boring, I guess, compared to last week. I mean, how can you top last week?
That last week was pretty great.
But this morning I was like, oh, wait a minute, Halloween is this week.
Yeah.
Let me throw on my Angus Young costume, which I have in my closet. I could come across the street with numerous different costumes. I chose this one because it's the easiest one.
Right.
And at the last second, I told Ziggy, I'm dressing up. It's a Halloween episode. I gave him all the slides. And so I completely caught him by surprise.
Caught me by surprise, so I was not prepared to dress up. Luckily, I always feel like you need to, especially in a place like Funny Books, you need to have like an emergency costume at the ready.
Absolutely.
So luckily, I was able to quickly just throw on my Spock shirt and grab my ears. So I am ready to be, I don't, unfortunately, we never got the wig. So
we got to get you a wig.
I know. I need the Spock wig.
What with the Gilligan hat?
Well, of course. Well,
Spock again.
Spock again. That's the thing, is that this is still, so I do have a costume.
Yeah.
I am Spock, but this is Zunday, so I need to have the Gilligan hat on also.
Yes.
So, yes.
And I think it would be hilarious if
Oh no.
we have to do a Gilligan's Island parody where Kirk and Spock are on the island.
Yeah.
With the crew.
Let's see if I can get the ears on the outside.
And like they're trying to get off the island, like in Gilligan's Island.
Look how high the hat is.
It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, you have to put it on the other side.
Yeah. I want the ears out, so it has to go like inside.
Yes. Yeah, I had to make sure my hair comes in the front because this is actually a mullet hat. This hat is a mullet hat.
You mean the wig?
It's a hat with a,
the hat.
It's like a truck driver mullet hat that I found.
Right.
And I put the A on it. So it looks like a mullet unless I really force the hair to the front of it. So anyway, a Gilligan's Island parody where
now it looks like a mullet.
Right? So Gilligan's Island parody, but it's Star Trek on the island, and they keep trying to get off, and Spock keeps screwing it up.
Spock,
like Gilligan does.
Right? But why? Because they keep coming up with plans, but like Gilligan's Island, everything's would be really goofy.
Yeah, and he's logical,
and he wouldn't find it logical, and he would try to fix it logically,
something like that. But it's funny,
and it would screw it up.
It is funny.
That's a great idea.
Maybe it's like an episode, like a parody they could do on Strange New Worlds, where they they do something like that. Although Spock's in that. I don't even need your introduction anymore. Let's just get right to it.
Let's get right to it.
Although I was going to add,
because usually you do the introduction
and
then it's over. Like 11:30 already.
Let's just get to it. So, happy Halloween, everyone. Halloween is this Thursday. Halloween is a big holiday for comic book people. Mm-hmm. Actually, Halloween is a lot different than it used to be when we first opened way back in the day in '92. And we'll get to Halloween later, but I do want to talk about what I did yesterday first, which is kind of Halloween related, because Jade and I... Funnyrama makeup artist Jade, and also Funny Forcer Jade. We went to the city yesterday to the final day of the Mike Mignola exhibit at the Philippe Legrand Gallery. I think that's what it is in Chelsea. So it was really cool. First of all, when I went to School of Visual Arts in the city in the early '80s. All the galleries were in Soho, where I was last week at Scholastic. And a couple years ago, I took Val in to see some galleries. We went to Soho, and there was no galleries. It's completely changed. Now I know where the galleries are, because it was 24th Street and like 9th Avenue, between 9th and 10th. There's all different galleries there, and one of them, that Philippe Legrand Gallery, is dedicated to comic book art, kind of like the Society of Illustrators is dedicated to illustration. And it was great. A tiny gallery. There was no like fee to get in or anything. You go in there. They had a bunch of black and white ink Mignola things. They had like the Death in the Family variant he recently did. Robin Lives, that is. And then they had, what was amazing were his watercolors, and they are stunning. Do we have some samples, possibly?
We do. Well, first, you went with
Jade.
Jade.
Yes.
So this is you and Jade.
That's me and Jade. We had a great time. Jade drove to the ferry.
Yeah.
So I've now gone to the ferry 3 times and haven't had to drive 1 time. You drove twice.
I drove twice.
And Jade, she volunteered.
Which, by the way, Steve let me know that I am an acceptable driver.
Yes, Ziggy is actually a very acceptable driver. Yes.
Which is great, because it's like almost a compliment, but not quite.
Well,
it's a compliment in that Steve is very critical of other people's driving.
I think everyone's critical of other people's driving.
But like,
I have driven with bad drivers.
But he told me that it's okay that I drive to the ferry, because I am an acceptable driver.
And you've driven to Baltimore before.
Yeah.
Usually when we go to Baltimore, you drive. Ziggy's a great driver.
Which is basically the highest compliment Steve can give on driving, which is you can drive.
Jade drove very well too. I mean, she was in the left lane a little bit, not going fast enough, like at one point. But other than that, it was great. We listened to her Spotify. In fact, at one point, we were listening to, I told Ziggy today, we were listening to Weird Al Yankovic, because Ziggy was listening we were listening to a lot of Weird Al on the way to the con and back and stuff, and I'm getting more into Weird Al Yankovic now. Yeah,
I had my music on shuffle.
Yeah.
And I have a very large and wide and eclectic collection of musics, plenty of which is Weird Al.
Yeah.
But also plenty of which is not. But also, one funny thing that happened was, for whatever reason, my phone was very much in the mood to hear the soundtrack to Teen Titans Go the movie.
Yes, that's right. It was a lot of Teen Titans Go.
For whatever reason, I just have from my Apple Music library.
Yeah.
First of all, that movie's incredibly funny. If you've never watched Teen Titans Go to the Movies, hilarious. But so I had the soundtrack just in my Apple Music library, and like 3 songs. This
Yeah.
is one of like 4,000 songs.
Yes.
You know? And like it came up 3 times.
Yeah, and a lot of Weird Al.
And a lot of Weird Al.
Definitely.
But that's kind of understandable because like they've learned that I like
Do you
Weird
want
Al.
to take a guess at what Weird Al song we listened to? We listened to one Weird Al song on the way back.
Was it White and Nerdy?
Nope.
Was it Eat It?
Nope. It's a rap song.
Oh.
Kind of.
Okay. Okay.
Like I'd say hip hop. I don't know. Is it? I don't know.
So not White and Nerdy. If you're questioning whether or not it's rap or hip hop, was it all about the
Amish
Amish Paradise?
Is that hip hop? Is that
that's a rap song?
Yeah.
Yeah, the rap hip hop.
Okay, yeah, Amish Paradise.
Okay.
Hilarious.
I kept trying to go to deep dive it.
Yeah.
And you're like, Amish Paradise.
Oh, we're still on Jade.
We're still
Anyway,
on Jade.
Jade was great company.
Yep.
We had a great time. We took the ferry. It was a beautiful day.
Here's some of the.
Oh yeah, check them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at those watercolors.
This
man,
one-
listen. So inspiring. It's every time I look at artwork like this, which is just he's a master.
Yeah, he's so good.
I get inspired and also very angry. I do. I not, and I don't get angry.
Inspired
it's not that I'm
and angry.
not angry, but like just like, oh my God, like I can
Like,
never.
how is somebody able to
I
do
can never
that,
reach
such
the
good
level.
work?
I can't reach the
I know.
level. I mean, I'm okay, but that is another level. It's not anger. It's more like I'm just like, oh man, like why I should just break all my pencils. You know?
So bitter jealousy.
No, I'm not a jealous person. I'm not an angry person. It's a weird feeling. It's just like it's like frustration or something, like, or awe, or there's another emotion that comes into play.
Yeah.
When I look at really good artwork, that's kind of like I love it, but it's frustrating or something. There's something frustrating about it.
I know. I mean, listen, Mignola's awesome.
Yeah, and the watercolors. I mean, his ink work is awesome and stuff, but those watercolors were at another level.
Yeah.
I can't tell you. Is that the only thing we have?
Yeah. So that was all I was able to get together.
And he's come a long way since
Mignola.
X-Force number 8.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Which was my first introduction to Mike Mignola.
Is X-Force number 8.
Is
He
X-Force
did the
number 8.
interiors.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
And I'll tell you, as like a 12-year-old,
Yeah.
I did not care
You
for
hated it, I bet. Yeah, it's very odd. To be an
I
X-Force book.
thought I really enjoyed what Rob Liefeld was doing,
Yes, yeah.
and I was like, who is? Well, it's funny because it just goes to show, it's not always whether or not. And first of all, I look back at that issue now,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of really great stuff. in it.
Yes, yeah.
But it goes to show it's not always about whether or not an artist is a good artist or a bad artist. Like, pairing the right artist with the right story
Yes.
is nearly as important of how good the artist is
Absolutely.
individually.
And also even just like the transition from Liefeld to Mignola is very
crazy.
harsh. Yeah.
Crazy.
Like you could have got someone closer
Yeah.
to Liefeld or Liefeld, whatever. And also, back in the day, he drew Cosmic Odyssey.
Yes.
You know that book, Cosmic Odyssey by DC?
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, Jim Starlin wrote it, and I was talking to a guy at the gallery yesterday. His name was Aaron, and he told me his first introduction to Jim Starlin was Cosmic Odyssey, and that was a great book, and that did kind of match Mignola's style. It was very Kirby, a lot of Dark Side and stuff like that. Speaking of Dark Side, we can talk comic books for a second if I think we have time. Ziggy and I, when
On our comic book YouTube show.
Yeah.
Sometimes if we have time, we'll talk.
We're still trying to figure this out. But Ziggy and I, when we were at the con, there was a presentation by Ram V, a writer, and he's going to be doing the New Gods.
Yes.
And it sounded awesome. New Gods is a DC property created by Jack Kirby when Jack Kirby left Marvel to go to DC, and he created this universe for DC Comics. And it's dark. That's where Darkseid comes from, and Orion, and other characters like Mr. Miracle and Light Ray and Big Barda. Metron, you know, there's a whole lot of cool characters. The basic premise was that there's these two worlds, Apocalypse and New Genesis, and the two rules of those worlds, the High Father and Darkseid, each have children, and they swap them in order to maintain the peace between the two
Yes.
cultures. And so Highfather winds up raising Darkseid's kid, who is Orion.
Yes.
And in this new Ram V New God series, which we're going to recommend, Ram V's a great writer. He's coming off a detective. It's like, I think he said that Darkseid's, I don't know, is this a spoiler? Is he dead? And there's a power vacuum. And Orion...
Yeah, so Darkseid, I believe...
There's two. There's our universe, Darkseid.
So Darkseid. So this is all in the All In special.
Yes.
Which we're getting second printing.
Second printing's this week.
This week, yeah. Great story. They do a really
and
cool.
Second printing of Absolute Batman #1 this week.
They do a really cool. It's actually a flip book.
Yes.
Right, and it doesn't matter which side you read first, because this isn't really a spoiler, because it's really just a formatting thing. But both stories end at the same double page spread.
Yes.
Which is a really neat little thing.
I like stuff like that.
And so you're seeing a single event from two different sides.
Right.
That both lead to the same
And is that going to
situation.
tie into the New Gods somehow?
Well, so... yeah, I believe the what they said that the story of the New Gods is, so these events take Darkseid off the table.
Right.
Which, the whole thing with New Genesis and Apocalypse is one is they're the New Gods, so they're gods.
Yes.
Even though sometimes they're portrayed just as superheroes and not
Yes.
necessarily gods, but they're gods. And one side represents the good in the universe, and one side represents the bad in the universe.
I think they stole that from Star Wars. Because Star Wars has the Force and New Gods has the Source.
Right, but
that's right. New Gods came first.
I think New Gods came first.
Yeah, so Darkseid, Darth
and
Vader.
And also, I believe good and evil predates all of them.
Yes, it does. It does. Adam and Eve.
Yeah, so New Genesis represents the good of the universe. Darkseid and Apocalypse represents the bad of the universe.
Yes.
And now that with Highfather on one side and Darkseid on the other, and with Darkseid off the table, the balance is off, and it's off to the good side, which some people would think is a good thing.
Yeah,
but it's not, because you need both good and bad in the universe. Balance is more important than anything else, and so this New Gods series is going to deal with how this imbalance affects the world and what you might say the universe is doing to correct that imbalance.
Cool. Yeah, so New Gods, I don't know if it's offered yet, but we're going to be into that big time.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I always kind of dug the New Gods. It's there's certain series I wasn't that into, like the Forever People, and there was a bunch of different series.
Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, that was part of it, right?
Yeah.
That was part of it. Anyway, let's do the Yoo-Hoo Toast.
Oh, Yoo-Hoo Toast. All right.
I mean, it's early, but I think today...
it's early, but we're thirsty.
I think that Ziggy introduction saved us a lot of time. Skipping that,
it's true, because it's
we could end early. I'm fine.
Kieran is asking where the cat is. Dottie is here. She's actually sitting under the camera right now.
Oh, she is?
Yep.
Hey, Dottie.
Here's the thing.
Oh,
Dottie decides when she's on camera.
Yeah. We
don't
try to get her
decide
on camera.
when she's on camera.
This is the Z for ZUNDAY cooler.
She's very interested in the shaking of the Yoo-Hoo can, though.
I actually was in here this morning setting up. I had Dottie here this morning, and then took her home, and then we brought her back for the show. But I was playing with this Thanos car, which is one of these, you pull it back, and it goes, which is a great toy for a kitty cat. Oh. It's off camera, but there she goes. She's mildly interested. Oh, yeah, she's into it.
So we'll try to get her on camera at least once. Everybody should see Dottie.
Yeah. Oh, she's pawing that thing. Yeah. Dottie, you want to come up for the Yoo-Hoo Toast? Sorry, guys. We had a request, Dottie. A request for Dottie.
By special request, it's Dottie.
Hey, Dottie. I got some good pictures of you today, right? With mini books? Oh, there she goes. Yeah. She'll have to just do her own thing. So do you have a picture of my buddy Scott?
I do.
It is a Halloween episode of ZUNDAY, and we have a Halloween picture of me and my buddy Scott This is my good buddy from my whole life, practically.
Yeah.
Scott, who recently did us a big favor of picking up Amanda and Jimmy from the airport.
Right.
And supplied the coolers for our Yoo-Hoo at Funnyrama. Besides, all the other great things Scott has done helping me out over the years, despite being the father of 4 kids and the sole earner, and he's always doing great stuff for everybody.
Look at that. Did you see that open?
That was a great open.
No fizz.
And no fizz. I don't know if I could promise that. I'm shaking this pretty well. My fingers are freezing, by the way. So this is
gotta give it the tap.
This is a while back when I was the Lion Tamer, which is one of my go-to Halloween costumes. I might be the Lion Tamer this year. I haven't decided what I'm going to be Thursday yet.
It depends on how unruly the lions are.
I do have a lion with my costume. Plus, I have Dottie now.
Oh, you could get a little mane for Dottie.
Yeah, she could be my lion.
She could be the lion.
And then Scott is, of course, the nerd, which I love when he does the nerd. It's so funny when he showed up as the nerd. Anyway, Scott's birthday is New Comic Day this week, October 30th. Mischief night, perfect night for Scott back in the day. He's mellowed out now. But this toast is for my buddy Scott. Happy birthday, and it's a big one. It's a big number.
Yeah.
It is a decade.
Ooh, it is a decade.
It's a decade. Yep, this is a decade.
All right,
Scott.
Secret decade.
Oh, I'll make sure the label faces forward. Yes, to my buddy Scott. You're the best. Cheers.
And to Yoo-Hoo.
Shake it.
Shake it. Oh, we didn't clink though.
Clink. Also, my accountant. Scott's my accountant. I always forget the business.
So we can thank Scott that Funny Books is still here.
Yeah, you definitely can.
Because there's no way Steve can handle that part on his own.
Yes, exactly. And the poor guy, he has to talk adulting to me.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, God, can't we just talk about anything else other than bills and adulting? But that's his job. That's
right.
Because
I think otherwise, if Stevie didn't have Scott on that side right now, it wouldn't be on purpose. But right now, Steve would probably be in jail for some sort of tax snafu.
I would not. They would never catch me.
They would.
I just hide in mini books.
Yeah, there you
Stand
go.
outside like this. They think I was the store. All right. Hey, well, I'm very legit. Speaking of good guys.
That's why I said not on purpose.
Good guys. Can we go back to the main thing?
We can go back.
We've done the whole show on closed caption here.
Yeah.
So this is a really cool thing that I was given by Funnyrama creative guest Doug Barron.
Yes.
Who
is a longtime friend of Funny Books.
Oh my God! I was just reading something from our first or second year where it mentions him.
Well, he did one of our first store appearances.
Yeah, Sugar Ray Finhead.
For Sugar Ray Finhead.
Yeah. So Doug's super cool. Thank you, Doug, for the great Frank and Steve. Doug Barron art, I believe, on Instagram. He does such cool. He's perfect for Funny.
Or as I call it, the instant telegram.
The instant telegram. He does great King. He did a King Kong I saw this morning on Instagram. It's really good. Right up my alley. The stuff that Doug does. Okay, well let's talk more about Halloween, shall we?
Let us.
Okay, so
Halloween's had a long history at Funny Books.
Oh my God! So Halloween's a lot different now. Back in the 90s when we opened.
Back in the late 1900s?
Oh, listen. Do you remember how busy we were on Halloween?
Yeah.
We're talking 1,000 pieces of whatever it was. Candy, comic books. Mm-hmm. There was a line. And it started early and it continued and it never ended. And stores on this street would give away everything they, it was continuous. And it was, I don't know if it's because of cosplay, but this is before cosplay.
Right.
It was before it was officially cosplay, so dressing up was a real novelty. You only did it once a year.
And costumes, I am always happy whenever I go to a convention and I see somebody show up in a costume that is clearly homemade.
Oh yeah, the best costumes.
Clearly.
Little Rascals level homemade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know that person put effort in. You know that, and that's what costumes used to be. Now, even.
I was just thinking of Magneto with the purple panties.
Oh, we're gonna get there. When people do cosplay now, it's either they literally just like find like a professionally made costume online and buy it, or and good for them, they become very skilled seamstresses.
Yes.
Or seamsters.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And find very professional materials.
Yeah.
To put and then put it together themselves, and that's amazing.
It's amazing.
Those people can do that.
Yeah.
But then sweatpants Wolverine comes through the door.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's my guy.
Yeah, and some of those costumes are the best costumes.
Yes.
It's some of that is the idea of the costume.
Right. Well, if we look at some of the costumes we've had in the history of Funny Books.
Yes.
If I may, our first year when we first opened, and we were the Infinity Watch.
Do you want to put it here?
Here we go.
Oh, okay.
So that we can
hold it.
Well, this is a little far ahead.
I was going to say move the stool.
Oh, we can move the stool. Sure. Yeah. So we can look and talk
at the camera more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that is. Oh my God! Look at that.
So right up front is me as Pip the Troll
with carpet.
I have my loincloth thing and my furry, because Pip the Troll had like furry ankle feet things.
Yes. Yes.
Because he was a troll.
Yeah.
And both of it made out of a bathroom mat.
A bathroom mat, yeah.
And
it looks like you just have like a long underwear top on.
Well, yeah. Well, it was good. It was chilly.
Yeah.
And he's topless.
Topless. Yeah.
So rather than walking around topless,
yeah, good.
I got a flesh colored like long john top.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is our Infinity Watch get up.
Yes.
So it's you're in the front there, and to your right, our left, is Stephanie, and above you is Chris. They're my friends Chris and Stephanie from Seattle. He's Drax, the old Drax.
The old Drax.
And she is
Moondragon.
And they were fantastic. And then next to Ziggy on his left is me as Adam Warlock, and Amanda as Gamora. Gamora.
You and Amanda always made very good-looking costumes.
Especially Amanda did a lot of that work,
And I figured I just didn't want to make you feel
No,
bad.
she did a lot of the work.
And and now in it was so impressive. And now, in like the current state of cosplay, it's at like the lowest end.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually like Americana right there.
Yeah,
that's 90s Americana. Look at Cipolla.
Look at Cip. I was just about to mention this. Now, this is the best costuming.
Yeah,
this is the costume I like. Cip was Shatterstar.
Yeah, he's in the white all the way in the right.
His Shatterstar costume is a full white sweatsuit.
Yeah,
sweatshirt and sweatpants.
Yeah.
What I think is a towel laying over his shoulder.
I think so.
Because Shatterstar had that big Rob Layfield shoulder pad thing.
Yeah.
And then like a boxing like exhibition mask.
Yeah.
That's that weird thing.
And he was great. And he had the double sword like Shatterstar.
And he had the double sword.
I also see Eddie Vitale, remember him?
Yes.
That's him as Wolverine. Look at that little Eddie Vitale there.
Well, here's a fun little factoid. Do you see the corner of the head between you and Chris's shoulder?
Yes. Who is that?
That is world famous artist James Jean.
Is that James Jean?
Yep.
There was a better picture. I know.
But that's
funny.
Funnier.
And actually,
that's Kaz in the George Bush mask.
This is the first George Bush. Oh my God, he must have been president then, right? Yeah. And Kaz is George Bush.
Yes.
And then next to Kaz is PJ from the UPS store.
PJ from the UPS.
He currently owns the UPS for several,
store.
I think.
Yeah.
And I'm always saying how he's in the grand opening picture of
as like some sort of Spawn guy?
I think he's Spawn or he was Lobo. Lobo and Spawn were both really popular.
It wasn't Lobo.
Then.
It definitely wasn't Lobo. It might have been like a Spawn knockoff. Look, Jeff Brocker is like a doctor.
Oh yeah, and is that a tall person? all the way above Cipollo?
No, he's got to be standing on like the garbage thing.
You think so? Because Chris is 6 foot something.
Well, I'll tell you this much: Brocker definitely was not that tall.
Oh, okay, they're on something.
Yeah,
okay. And that's the old Funny Books, obviously, number 100.
Well, look, and you could see behind us the current Funny Books.
Yes,
but it was a flower shop.
It's probably a flower shop back then, and there was a tree in front.
Oh, I missed all these. Look, we got all these comments. Oh, Kieran's happy that Dottie made the appearance. Good. And then I Am the Corrupted. I bought tons of comics here and spent over. I'm gonna have to talk about something in a second. And never knew.
The fact that you said "cuns."
What?
Just now.
What?
You said. Never mind.
Yeah. And never knew you had. Oh, I think he meant the YouTube channel. Yeah, we just, it's fairly new.
Well, we've had it for a long time. We just didn't have
But
content.
I need to mention something, and I apologize for the upcoming criticism, Mr. I Am the Corrupted.
Uh-oh.
But it's $100, not $100. I lose my mind.
Well,
over
different cultures might do it differently.
Where Funny Books is.
Yes.
It's $.
Look at the way Canadians
100.
do their year, month, day is different than the way we do it.
We do it differently than the entire world.
Yes, like that whole Saturday Night Live bit with the guy. That's the best bit.
Yes.
I was watching that this morning.
Everybody does but my message to the world. $sign goes in front.
Of course. Everyone knows that.
Not anymore. Have you been on the internet?
Yes.
It's rampant.
I do not notice. I don't care that much, I guess. I don't care.
I know,
have
that's
bigger
the
things
thing.
to worry about.
So do I. Mm-hmm. And I spend too much time worrying about this.
I do not care at all. Put the $sign wherever you want.
Do not put the $sign wherever you want. But
we got more Halloween?
Thank you. Yes, we do. But thank you for watching.
Yeah,
thank you for coming
absolutely.
to the store.
And for spending millions of dollars, $sign.
For spending $100.
Thank you for spending $100 at Funny Books. We'll take $100 or $100. We don't care. Put the $sign wherever you want, as long as you're coming in here with a $sign.
But yes, this is our YouTube. We do ZUNDAY every Sunday at 11 o'clock.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. And stick around. I hope you're enjoying. Yes, but to go back to Halloween,
This was a great picture. Thank you. Oh. Yes, we were the X-Men.
This was in. It's funny. This was in '92.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, this was in '93.
This had to be '93.
We opened in '92.
Yeah. So it's almost X-Men '92.
Yeah.
It's X-Men '93.
It's X-Men '93.
That's even better.
Which was because after X-Men had been on for a year.
Yeah.
And it had gotten popular.
But I mean, it would be a good name for this picture is X-Men '93 because it's a little different. Because it's not X-Men '92. It's us. Which is, look at our cosplay. So, you want to do it?
I mean, sure. From the left, we got Kaz, not as a president, but as Cyclops.
And look at that Cyclops outfit.
Yeah.
That's when he had that, that X Factor kind of.
See,
costume.
he didn't build a real visor. He has like a sun visor that he got the front to go down.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a costume.
It's good. Yeah. It's really good. And it's just like blue sweatpants.
Yeah. With like yellow tape to create the finger cross.
Yeah.
And of course, yellow underwear.
Yes. Yeah.
If you're gonna do a costume with superhero trunks, it's usually just some sort of colored briefs.
And it's always girls' underwear because
those are boys' underwear.
Are they?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't find any purple men's underwear.
Right. Well, that's yellow. He also may have dyed it. I don't know, but
right.
Yeah. The nice thing about men's briefs is they're usually white, which is a perfect base for dyeing any color.
Yes.
And then next to him, lower, is me as Nightcrawler.
Look at that hair.
I know.
Look at Ziggy's hair.
That's just the beginning of it growing out.
And you are blue as hell.
Except, I tell you something. It has always bothered me.
Yeah.
For 32 years.
Yeah.
Or 31 years, because it's from 93.
Yeah.
That I did not get a very smooth application of my face paint.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's very blotchy.
It's very blotchy, but it's better. Like you said, the worse, the better sometimes. And then above you is Erica as Shadowcat, the old Shadowcat blue uniform.
And
she's great.
I don't think you could see it in this picture, but she had like this stuffed Lockheed.
She did have a Lockheed, yeah. And Erica now is in Chicago. I haven't spoken with her in a little while. She was going to come to Funnyrama in 2022. Kind of lost touch a little bit. But she had a good run at Funny Books, that's for sure. What are you looking at?
Kieran.
What?
Yes, there's a few ways that underwear got yellow.
Cyclops, you know. So next to you, Zig, on the ground that's Christerical.
That's Christerical, that you know from Funnyrama.
Yeah, the showrunner of Funnyrama, and he was Gambit. And then above him is Amanda as Rogue.
As Rogue, yeah.
Amazing Rogue, of course, because Amanda always did things great like that. Next to her is me as Magneto with the purple panties.
With the purple panties.
Yes.
The aforementioned purple panties.
And we made that helmet out of, I forget what we made that out of, but all this is all custom made, including...
And this is not the first time the viewers of ZUNDAY have seen this Magneto costume, because... I can't remember if we used it before or after or right at the same time.
Yeah.
But this is the costume that was on the Magneto mannequin.
Oh yeah, this was the costume on the mannequin.
This was the costume, and we've shown that mannequin.
Yes.
In a previous episode of ZUNDAY.
Right.
Yeah.
And then behind us all is Jeremy Voorhees.
Yeah.
And he had a run at Funny. I coached him in lacrosse.
Not to be confused with Jason Voorhees.
Right. Exactly, with Halloween coming up. So I coached him in lacrosse. He came and worked at Funny Books. He was a great kid. I think he went to Rensselaer, became an architect. I haven't spoken with him in a very long time. But he is Archangel or Archangel. What is it?
Archangel.
Archangel?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. They say it in the cartoon, obviously.
Well, I mean, you know, it's not just a name. Like, an archangel is something...
It's like Chasm and Chasm?
No, well, it's like, you know...
Well, Archangel, they do that. They do wordplay in superhero names where they'll change Archangel to Archangel. You know, like it's a wordplay.
Yeah, but in the like world of angels,
yeah,
you know, like
it's an archangel.
There are archangels. That's the thing. That's
do you know what an archangel is specifically?
I think, you know, I am Jewish, so I don't think this is from my side of these stories, but I believe it is. But I don't know, because there are angels in the Old Testament.
Is it like?
But I think archangels were part of the New Testament. I think it's a higher order of angel.
Okay,
but
it's not an angel that went bad or something.
No.
We'll get next week. Maybe I'll find out what.
Do research?
Oh yeah,
because I don't do research.
I do research. All right,
I make things up.
And that was our X-Men '93. And what else?
That was our
what
X-Men
else were we?
And then in '94.
Was this '94?
Yeah.
It had to be because Amanda's still in the picture.
That's right.
Right.
Exactly.
And it was still at the old store. We're the Justice Force.
Yes. Are we the Justice Force?
Yeah, because it's the Funny Force and the Justice League, and the Justice Force is very 90s. In fact, I'd love to see a Justice Force book be very 90s. That would be
well.
awesome.
They did Extreme Justice.
Right, Extreme Justice. Yeah, they should do Justice Force and for Justice League, and have like Guy Gardner in it and like 90s characters. And
that'd be
Justice
awesome.
Force.
Lobo.
We should have told Matt that.
We'll
talk to Matt or Nancy.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you asked Ziggy. You could put us back up for a second. We were at the con last week. And like I said, we said last week, we had a lot of interaction with DC.
Yes.
So Nancy Spears is wearing a Vertigo shirt.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, my God.
Ziggy, this is on Wednesday. Ziggy point blank asks Nancy Spears, who's our DC
and the reason,
liaison.
not only was she wearing a Vertigo sweatshirt,
yeah,
there was another guy there,
yeah,
who I assumed worked for DC, also wearing a Vertigo t-shirt.
Right.
So I'm seeing all these Vertigo shirts.
Yes.
So I asked Nancy.
Point blank.
I go, I'm seeing all these. Did I? I wasn't able to go to all. This wasn't on Wednesday. This was on Thursday. Okay?
No, Wednesday when I was there. When we were walking out to dinner.
You were there on Thursday too.
No, but when we went to dinner on Wednesday, that's when you asked her when we were walking out.
No, I asked her.
Oh yeah, you're right. At the
when we were online for the Scott Snyder thing.
Yes.
That was on, and so and that's important because there was no panels on Wednesday.
Right.
So I was asking if there was a DC panel, for the fans on Thursday, but we were so busy doing stuff, we didn't know anything that was going on.
Yes.
And so I said, I'm seeing all these Vertigo shirts. Was there an announcement today about Vertigo coming back? And she just goes, nope, I've just had.
She said she dug it out of the bottom of a drawer.
Well, she just said she's had it for like 10 years.
Yeah, but she just dug it up,
And so and that she's just wearing it because, well, I think she said she's wearing it because it's a comfortable sweatshirt.
Yeah, she likes it,
and she's had it for like 10 years. So
yeah.
I was like, all right. And then on Saturday they announced
Vertigo's back.
Yeah,
I was thinking of Ziggy. Ziggy point blank asked her,
yeah.
and she said no. So we're not that much of an insider.
Well, you know what I think the problem was is I asked her in front of people.
Yeah. Also, they know. Unfortunately,
if I asked her at the dinner Friday, I think she would have.
Well, unfortunately, publishers don't trust retailers with information because retailers leak information.
They do. Also, I mean, to be fair, even though we were at a professionals event, it was a very open place.
It was
that I asked her.
It was open. You did openly ask her. Let's go back to the picture.
Yeah.
Look at Mini Books doing Captain Conti. Pretty funny.
Trying to.
And this Frankenstein is really to scale.
I know.
Of Mini Books, right?
Yes.
It's perfectly to scale.
All right.
So, yeah, let's see what we got here. Well, let's start with me. I'm Aquaman with the hook. Hook era Aquaman.
Except for, oddly enough, you're Aquaman with the hook, but not in the costume that he wore when he had the hook.
No, it is. It probably is.
No, when he had the hook, he was shirtless with that metal thing.
All the time?
Yeah.
All the time? Why am I dressed like that?
Because you probably wanted a better costume than that stupid metal
maybe.
But you wanted the hook.
And look at my hair, and I do have a beard.
Yes.
A red beard. My beard now grows in completely white. I am an old man. Behind me is Amanda as Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Holy cow. Yeah, look at her. It's a pretty amazing Wonder Woman costume.
Great Wonder Woman costume.
Yeah.
I remember we went to an event that Halloween at the Knoll. They were doing some sort of trick-or-treat thing on that road that goes through the Knoll.
Okay, yeah.
And we were set up there.
Oh, we were?
Yeah.
I do not remember that.
Well, the reason why I remember this is because it wasn't on Halloween.
Yeah.
It was like the weekend before Halloween. So it wasn't Halloween yet. And I dressed as Robin. Not to skip ahead, but that's me in the middle there dressed as Robin.
Yes.
And I, dressed as Robin, rollerbladed from my house to the Knoll. It's not, and like I said,
not even on Halloween.
It wasn't on Halloween, and cosplay wasn't really a thing. People weren't just showing up in costume everywhere.
Yes.
It was anybody driving up Knoll Road.
Yeah.
Seeing just this kid dressed as Robin, just speeding past them on rollerblades. It had to have been they would have been like, "What am I looking at?"
Well, listen, when I walked out of my apartment this morning dressed like this, which is like, is this a costume or is this the way I dress? Right? It's a tie and a shirt and I have shorts on. I don't know if everyone could see, but and I have I guess a new neighbor. I don't know who this was that was walking up my stairs when I was walking down. I go like this, he goes like that, and I was just like, yikes! Like this, I don't know like what he's thinking. So you're Tim Drake, right?
I am Tim Drake. Robin. Yep.
Exactly, and that was like right when they introduced Tim Drake.
I mean, so he was first. He first became Robin. I want to say around 89.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. And he was Robin for
89 or maybe 90. Maybe it was 90 because the comic that it wasn't where he first appeared. Where he first appeared in the new costume with the long pants. And everything. That was my first ever Batman comic.
Really?
Yeah. Which is probably why I was always such a big Tim Drake fan.
Right, and
to this day.
then you wound up going to SCAD, and Tom Lyle was an instructor there?
Tom Lyle became an instructor later.
Later.
Yeah,
later.
I didn't know him when I was there.
Oh, okay, but he had a good run on...
He had a great run. Yeah, he did all those Robin miniseries.
Yeah, R.I.P. We used to go to the con, the New York Comic Con, and they would always have a SCAD, the Savannah College of Art and Design. They would have a party one of the nights, and we would always go to that. And Tom Lyle was kind of involved in putting that party together, correct?
Yeah. Yes, he was.
Yeah, because they don't have it anymore.
They don't. I saw. I think I'm blanking on his name. That we see the guy that like was not Tom Lyle. Was from SCAD that we always saw there.
Yes, yeah.
That always reminded us of it. Because he was at the show, and I told him he said they don't do it anymore.
Yeah, that was a great time. Those SCAD parties were a lot of fun.
Yeah,
we would always go to bar. By the way, yesterday Jade and I, we went back to the Taylor house that DC took us to Wednesday night for dinner. I really liked that place. So after the galleries, Jade and I walked uptown, up 8th Avenue and I recommend this place if you're in the city looking for a place to eat, especially if you're in Midtown. 8th Avenue and 34th Street. It's called the Taylor House. Very reasonable price. I had a burger. She had a chicken sandwich. I had an unsweetened iced tea. It was like $38 or $34 for everything. And we were going to eat at a kind of a bougie place down in Chelsea.
Dottie's checking out my foot.
But I'm glad that we did the Taylor House. It was really good. And then we got to take a nice walk to Midtown. All right, so who else do we have here?
So next to Amanda is Ma.
That's my mom. Look at her as Supergirl. Yeah, look at her with her red hair. Mom's 86 now. And then on the ground there are double Green Lanterns.
Double Green Lanterns.
Yeah, Green Lantern was a big thing here.
Yes. Justin was specifically Kyle Rayner. He was wearing the Kyle Rayner costume.
Yes.
It's hard to tell in this picture, but it was a very good costume.
Yeah, and Kyle Rayner was probably very new
new at that time.
Because Parallax was while we were open first couple of years, right?
And Kaz was also a Green Lantern. I guess you can say that the ensemble that he put together was most based on Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
But again, Kaz... Great homemade costumes.
Great homemade costumes. Behind him is Erica again, and she's Catwoman.
She was Catwoman. And then, once again, as we mentioned before, me as Robin.
Yeah.
Also, briefs.
What? Your briefs?
Yep.
Yeah. Those are great.
And he wears a domino mask, as all Robins do.
Yes. Yeah.
And in order to get a mask, in superhero world, in comics, for some reason, people are able to wear domino masks that just stick to their face.
Yeah.
For somehow.
Yes.
With no going around.
Right.
So in order to do that, my domino mask is makeup.
Oh.
And not a real mask.
Right. That's right. You had it painted on.
I had it painted on. And yeah.
Okay.
That was
Is that the end of our slideshow?
Those are our pictures.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So those are the first 3 years of costumes at Funny Books, and honestly, I'm not sure we really did much after that.
We haven't done any ensembles after that.
Ensemble stuff.
I mean, Valerie and I had that run as Surf's Up Batman and Swimming Challenge Robin. We did the Starship Funny Books.
Yes.
Which was me, you, Kevin, and Anna.
Yep. Where I wore this.
Yeah, that was kind of an ensemble. We've done, actually, at the one walkathon we did at Parsippany Hills, we did, I was Captain America, Valerie was Captain Marvel, Kevin was Spider-Man, and Jade was the Winter Soldier. It was kind of an Avengers ensemble. Cool. Yeah. But Halloween's a lot of fun. We hope everyone has a safe Thursday Halloween. Always drive slow in town. Well, like I said, it's not the same anymore. Halloween now is a lot of trunk or treat. It's in the mall, but it's not so much on the street anymore, like it used to be back in the day. What is she doing?
Just being cool.
Come on, girl. Let's get you on camera for the end here, because we're going to end early today. Yeah, we're going to end early.
Well, and by early, we mean on time, where we actually have time to get the store ready to open, rather than being open for 3 minutes before.
Yeah, you like that?
Aww.
Yeah, I've been able to hang out a little more with Dottie. Oh, by the way, while we have a second, Let me mention, speaking of Halloween, this T-shirt is now on sale at Funny Books, $18. You can't, if you need an orange shirt for Halloween, here, hold that for a second.
If you need an orange shirt for anything.
For anything. I love that T-shirt. I wear this T-shirt every day. That's my, like, in the morning shirt.
Yeah.
Generally. It's so comfortable. Here's another nice one if you're, want to stick out less.
Yeah.
Black with orange. These are Join the Fun. It says Lake Hiawatha, New Jersey. It's the only shirt that exists in the entire world that says Lake Hiawatha, New Jersey on it.
And I'd like to point out, I'm still lobbying to have our tagline changed to Join the Dumb.
Join the Dumb. And then it says since 1992.
Yes.
So these T-shirts, come on and get them. And while they last, because they won't be done again like this. These are Funny Books T-shirts are generally one and done.
One and done.
All right. So that's it. Anything else to add?
Can you think of any last call or next Wednesday books you'd like to highlight?
Yeah, well, on next Wednesday is the Absolute Batman #1 second printing. Half of what we're bringing in is already reserved.
Yeah.
It's a great cover.
I need to reserve one.
Yeah,
I missed it the first time
I did not
around.
read it either. We could talk comics for a quick second.
Yeah.
What are you reading? Are you reading
God.
anything in particular? I can tell you what I'm reading and enjoying.
Yeah.
Okay, so the two books I'm enjoying right now are I'm loving Jenny Sparks.
Jenny Sparks is really good. I'm reading that.
Yeah, Tom King. I really like what they're doing with Captain Atom. Tom King is so clever. For those of you that don't know, Dr. Manhattan from The Watchmen is based on Captain Atom from I want to say the Charlton universe.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not the best historian, but these Charlton characters, Alan Moore wrote a story with them, and then DC didn't want to make it the Charlton characters, so he changed them all into his own characters, and that has become The Watchmen. So what Tom King has done now is he's doing a story with Captain Atom, and he's basing Captain Atom on Dr. Manhattan.
Oh, is that how you see it?
That's how I see it. So Captain Atom is very Dr. Manhattan. He's aloof. He's above humanity. He's super powerful.
Yeah.
And like when he vaporizes that one guy, it's just like Dr. Manhattan. He just puts his hand up and the guy vaporizes.
Yeah.
Which is a little different than Captain Atom shooting like plasma beams and stuff like that, right? So and it's beautifully drawn. I love the vertical scroll nature of the artwork. The coloring's great. And it's complicated like a Tom King story.
Oh,
you got to put the work in.
When you read a Tom King story, you got to read it.
Yeah, it jumps around. You kind of got to put it together.
Yeah.
It's super cool, and I'm also really liking the Frankenstein book, the Universal Monsters Frankenstein
Oh,
book.
I've heard good things that I haven't read.
Yeah, it's really good. They got the perfect artist for it. In fact, when I was at the Mignola gallery yesterday and talking to that guy Aaron, who was like, just sketching some stuff in the gallery, I turned him on to Michael Walsh is the artist. And I said, you might like Michael Walsh too, because he's very Mignola, very high contrast blacks and whites, perfect for Frankenstein. The coloring's great, and the story's kind of cool. Each issue's about a different body part of Frankenstein. He's a Frankenstein fan.
Right.
So. Yep, those are two I would recommend.
Cool. I'm enjoying the Batman and Robin Year One.
Yeah, I haven't read that yet.
It's Mark Waid and Chris. I love Chris Samney.
We had a huge Chris Samney discussion yesterday. In fact, I took out this Thor book.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. How long have we been sideways?
Could have been that
So I had a new customer in here with his kid. Guy was super cool. The kid was really cool. He was looking for like a specific issue of Hulk from back in the day, but he was into retro comics, the kid. He was like 13 years old. The dad, a 90s reader. But we were talking about Chris Samney. I showed him Firepower. I told him how much you love Firepower.
I love Firepower.
Then he mentioned the Thor story that he drew, and I got it right here. And actually, I wound up selling him a pulp by Brubaker.
Okay.
Because he read some Brubaker, but
yeah.
But
the art in that Batman and Robin is so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it.
Classic Chris Samney and the stories. I mean, so far it's just getting good. It's just been one issue out so far. Robin, it's Robin's just starting, so he's in a very entertaining way. He's very annoying.
Oh, okay.
Because he's that's his whole thing, especially when he first started. If you know anything about Rob, he was always jumping ahead. He was always
right.
Yeah. Not.
Oh, I did read some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did read some.
And so that's been really good. And then
is Catwoman in that?
I'm trying.
Maybe I was reading Long Halloween. Oh, that's the other thing I was reading. That last Halloween book's really good.
You mean Halloween Batman, the Long Halloween, the last Halloween, the special Halloween story?
That I did like it, despite the long title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, and I'm still, and it's 7 or 8 issues in, still loving that Ghost Machine stuff. Geiger and Redcoat.
Yeah.
So good.
Okay.
And
good.
Rook also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you read Hyde Street?
I did not read Hyde Street.
Okay.
So I decided to skip Hyde Street because I'm not a horror guy. Okay. I'm not a horror guy.
Yes, clearly Jekyll and Hyde related.
Yeah. So I skipped that.
Okay, well, let's not go too long, but I do want to say go to funnyrama.com, click on the bottom blue bar that says the customer portal. That'll link you to our pre-reserve portal, and you can get on there. You could do Last Call, which comes down tonight. That's about 3 weeks out. I don't know what's on it. Absolute Batman #1, the 3rd printing is on that for sure.
Okay.
And then also, you can just search anything there. So search Absolute Superman and get on and reserve your copy of Absolute Superman. I'm a little worried about that one, considering we sold out of Absolute Wonder Woman in 2 days, and we had a lot of it, more than Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we sold out of Absolute Batman immediately. So we're still testing the limits on this stuff.
Yeah.
So get on if you're interested in Absolute Superman by Jason Aaron, who we saw at the con. Get on and reserve it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you for watching and turning your Sunday into Zunday.
Kabingi.
McClunky.